All right, here we go. First map of the series. Oasis, Zeus set, player Giovan. Really a classic match. Top of the map, Giovan playing set in red, and at the bottom, player Zeus in blue. So you want to go ahead and Jollyman and chip at it?
Chip at whoa. Player's already found a lot of hunt, so this
Holy
is really,
shit.
really good for him. That is just beautiful.
Oh wow.
I mean, this matchup, Set's going to do the usual stuff, shift fills. I think Set is a little bit nerfed on Oasis, just because if Set does not get good enough hunt, then that shift will come later, or it won't really happen at all on the villages. I mean, with this hunt here for player, he's looking in a pretty good position already.
Then Set isn't nerfed, then Set is just inferior. Like, nerfed specifically means that he was once strong and through some sort of balance changes, he was made inferior.
Oh, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, but maybe the observers don't know what you mean, so I'm just correcting you there.
Alright.
Well, we've got player also found his patch of zebra right in his base, while Giovan didn't find his giraffes yet. And as we know, always can be a bit of a bitch with those giraffes. As far as we know, those giraffes might be on player side. So we'll have to see how that works out.
So it looks like Giovan is saving that vision. I don't like that personally, but I think he's just going to use it to make sure he gets a really easy shift standoff from player. So I think he's just going to cast vision on the base and shift some vills. Personally, I like to use that vision, make sure I get that priest converting an animal early, and then I can just pick up a lot of goats on this map, which is kind of the key to Oasis. Lots of goats.
Yeah, I probably would have used vision right at the start, especially when I didn't find my hunt immediately. But, I mean, you can also save it. The thing is, if you save it, what that usually indicates, and what I mean with usually is not always, but the majority of the time, so I could obviously be wrong. But what vision saving usually indicates on a map such as Oasis is that you want to go for the goat steal rather than for the villager shift. And I think, depending on how many goats the enemy has, a goat shifting stance would actually do a lot more harm than just 3 villagers.
Yeah. I think, luckily player does have this hunt, so the goat steal might not be as good, but I guess we'll see. Giovan has found his hunt, but it is a wee way away, not too far from where he's hunting right now. I feel like that walk would be worth it to go to those giraffes.
Mm-hmm. I see players building his temple right now, so it's probably going for a decently early advance. So Giovan might have some trouble securing those giraffes later on.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have trouble securing those giraffes, I think.
But Giovan hasn't converted a single animal right now. I mean, I think he scouted those hyenas in the middle.
Yes, he
I'm
did.
surprised he hasn't. Yeah, I'm not sure why he hasn't converted them.
Yeah, me neither. That's really weird.
Or he might convert these hyenas right here. Well, he needs to do some converting anyway.
Well, to be fair, except for those hyenas in the middle, there isn't really much to convert, is there? I mean...
No.
But yeah, still, he should have converted those hyenas. He scouted them pretty early as well. It's not like it took him ages to scout it or something. Like, he found them pretty much immediately. But he just didn't care.
Priest now, so players should take that out.
That's a really fast classical age from player.
Yeah, the giraffes definitely enabled that. And he's piling a lot of vills onto wood there. But I think he will be going for a centaur style, or at least get the 2 heroes out, 2 centaurs out, and an upgrade. Quite similar to like the Mister would do as well. On this map, we see both of these players commonly performing that.
Another disadvantage of not converting the hyenas in the middle is that It will now be slightly harder to wall off that middle for Giovan.
Yeah. Player has split his goats up.
That's very smart.
He has recognized the late vision. So that's really nice.
Oh, that's
Like
pretty
to see that.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good job. A lot of people don't do that. You need to do that. It's really important.
Alright, Giovan's just upping now. So,
What's interesting is
from-
that player just left
Yeah.
those giraffes alone. Like, he had about a good 200 food from that remaining, and he just left them. It saddens me a little
Yeah.
bit, but
it does, but I think he wanted that wood to do his strat, and you're committing to a strat, stick with it, go balls deep with it, so that's okay with me, I guess. Now from here, what would you be looking to do as the set player? Because I know when I play set, I kind of find if you don't shift the vills at the start and have that early aggression advantage, especially versus Zeus player with the ceasefire hanging around, the push isn't as strong as what Isis could do.
player losing a villager to a hyena, by the way.
Oh.
Either way, to answer your question, yeah, I would probably just use the shifting sands. What you can also do is you can also just... Oh wait, hold on. Let's first see what's going on.
Vision.
Yeah, now he shifts the villager plus
Ah,
the
there we
2
go.
goats.
3 villages.
Alright, yeah, that's... I would have done that as well. I would have...
Yeah, and he stole 2 goats, which is okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I would have tried going for the goat steal as well, but when I saw them split out, I would have also got the 3 villagers plus the 2 goats at the wood. That's the maximum amount of value you can extract from that situation. But I would probably just go fast heroic and then try to push at the second town center.
Yeah, no, this map is definitely not bad for gold draining either. If you can get that good initial push and then keep the Zeus player off gold. And then a hero down for player now. It does look very
Don't
laggy,
unnecessary.
actually. I don't think he was able to pull that back. But he's got the upgraded centaurs running around. He's just picked off a villager at the wood. Now it looks like Giovan's going for the second town centre. This is pretty much trademark Giovan play.
I don't think that's good. I think that's a mistake. Also,
No,
a small note from TSM players play. He still had the relic on his melee hero, and what you want to do is, if you have the 2 heroes together anyway, you need to swap. The relic around. It's really 2 clicks, and you don't lose anything from doing it. And the reasoning behind it is that the second hero is both more tanky, plus it doesn't have harassment or as defined as the melee champion because it's ranged, so it's always a little bit closer to your own base. So that secures the relic. So that's kind of sloppy. It's because right now he just donated that relic, a pair of golden lions. And
Right,
if that was on his ranged hero, well, it's probably gonna die now anyway, or maybe it's not. No, it's not. So if that was on his ranged hero, he would have gotten away with that. So those are like the little things you need to do to be good.
At that town centre, he killed a Wadjet, the animals, and I think 1 or 2 villagers. So he actually did quite well there with just the centaurs and his hero.
Yeah, I don't really like that Giovan went for that second PC, because it doesn't really secure anything for him. Like, he needs that gold, and this really just opens up more possibilities for player to gold starting. Although I guess he has gone Custom Fighting, of course, but...
Yeah, I think we will see Giovan with some classical units.
But it looks like player 3 at the army to put any pressure on him, so it's alright in that.
Player with single stable, 0 units.
Yeah, I think he's just being a little bit of a dick with centaurs and just booming while he's at it.
I don't like these classical units from Giovan. I think they're unnecessary. And I think that even without the full information that I obviously have from being in observer mode, I still wouldn't have made the classical units. And here we see 2 villages getting killed by the hyenas that he failed to convert at level 1. So there you have it. The small things, people, the small things. The only thing we need to see now is like this golden lion relic being garrisoned and then getting like 20 kills from golden lions because player isn't paying attention, and then I can be like, see, the small things matter.
I think Giovan's managed. Oh no, there's still a gap on the other side, so his centers can get out.
Yeah, this is some pretty good damage though in that sense. So I'm really curious what player's plan is right now, because he's still not making any military. It's just booming up.
I think he's just gonna get 3 town centers and boom to mythic. It's his kind of play style, I believe.
Well, he doesn't really need to make any units. I mean, it's not like he's under any threat or anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and especially with Giovan, 2 town centers taking the third with spearmen, medium spearmen. He knows heroic isn't coming too soon from Giovan. I've got nothing wrong with I mean, it's not the best strat, but set booming here, it's not like a big problem to me, but you need to do it smartly. Like, you need to be up shifting the bills, you want to be faking the aggression, and then boom, you've got 3 town centers. That's what makes Set so good. He's really hard to read because if you don't play for his aggression, you're going to lose. And what Set can do is, yeah, bluff it, and then boom really hard. But unfortunately, it's 11 minutes in the game. Giovan's just taken his 3rd town centre, and 2 of his town centres can't even produce villages. So I think this just really proves the value of picking a strat and committing to it and not being indecisive.
Alright, so 3rd town centers are going up for players. It's really Boom's going pretty hard. I guess this game will most definitely go into the late game, I think, at least into Mythic Worlds.
Yeah, and with a double watchtower at the 2nd gold.
Safety first.
I'm a bit curious. Why does he place the watchtowers there and not at his slightly more towards the center oriented gold?
Yeah, I don't know. I've learned not to question Giovan.
I think maybe he wants to get as much gold from that mine as he can right now, and then if it gets pressured, he can always move back to the other gold mine, which is slightly safe, I guess.
Yeah, I guess he could do that, but he could also do that the other way around. I mean,
yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah, these boom offs really make for an interesting game for the first 15 minutes.
so there's actually more going on than you would guess if you just quickly glance at the game. But for example, what's going on right now is exciting in the way that it really defines the game and the odds of winning. Because right now what Giovan is doing is he researched medium spearmen and he made some watchtowers at his gold, so he's really committed towards defending. And the problem is, if you defend against a civilization that has better late game scaling than you do, you're going to lose the game. So what's interesting to me is that Giovan seems to be going for a strategy that is going to lose him the game if he succeeds at playing that strategy out well, which just doesn't make any sense to me, but you know, whatever.
The player doing some nice work here with the attacks from both sides. And I think he's just doing that to...
I love this
because
farm
he knows-
placement. Like this
Oh,
is
you got
this
farm
is slightly suboptimal, but I'll let it slide.
That one farm, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
He'll lose that like 10 food every hour.
Yep.
Yeah, but what if he really needs that hero against hero, huh?
What if you need that 10 food for a wonder and you're just barely not in time and the enemy wonder finishes like 0.1 seconds faster than you?
Don't look at Giovan's farm placements then.
Yeah, there's really no reason to not have galleries there, especially as Egyptian because they are free.
Alright, so it looks like players slowly trying to control more of the map as the game progresses. I guess that's a good thing. He really wants to have the map control, so Giovan can really get an optimal trade route, which is really quite necessary against Egyptian, of course, in late game.
Now we have the 12 villager armory.
They done good.
They're doing well. If you're doing good, you're Superman or some sort of superhero. You're doing well, Johnny.
And Giovan pulling off the sub-optimal 11-ville armory. So we can definitely see the difference between the players there.
Yep. 12 villages beats 11 villages, so GG. There we have the Apollo. That's gonna be instant mythic, I think. I think it's just gonna be instant mythic. I don't think he's even gonna bother with like Rage Siege or something.
I think we're gonna see 2 more of those armories coming up.
No, it's
He's got,
probably
like,
just gonna be
800
instant market, instant mythic. Yeah, he's going to make the market in the top right now. Yep, there we have it. He's gonna get irrigation. Let me see what's going on here. Where's the... Ah, there we have it.
Ah, found it. Yeah. Ah, nice.
I was a little bit faster, son.
The observer can't control G. It's not fair. So I think, yeah, straight mythic, and yeah, he's up Hephaestus now. All those armories are coming up. I really like that. He's going to spam those. Hephaestus gives you really cheap armory ups, and you can just research them very quickly, especially with 4 armories. And then I think it's just the old home run hit with the underworld, really.
Yep,
Yeah,
pretty much.
so.
And I don't know how prepared Giovan is for any of this.
He
He's up
doesn't seem very
first.
well prepared.
He's gonna need masons. He's gonna need I don't know. I don't know what he can
Masons
do.
are coming up now for him.
Okay, that's
No,
good.
but you can't win against Zeus playing like this. I don't know why people have been doing this ever since like 2004. It just doesn't work. Your civilization is not good enough. I mean, you need the Hathor, and Set doesn't have the Hathor. So with Set, you really have like this fire under your ass. That's like, you need to do something. You need to do something. Whereas with Isis or with Ra, you can be like, well, I have Hathor. If I can just get my mercs rolling, get like the Hathor building upgrade, sun-dried mud bricks, maybe get some rock drops in with catapults, which are nearly uncounterable, and then yeah, sure, I'll be all right. But when you're Set, you're like, what do I do? I mean, I don't even have Osiris to make mummies, and like the son of Osiris against the Colossus. Like, there's what are you gonna do?
Those Colossus are going to be very scary for him. And that's the only thing he can do about them is get the priest upgrade and pump a lot of them, but those aren't effective at all against the rest of his army.
Yeah, exactly.
player has an outstanding economy. I mean, look at those eco ups. He just needs flood control. I think is the last farm up, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Right, so Forge of Olympus is nearly done now. We're gonna see
That's not even gonna force the ceasefire.
Yeah, nah. Player knows that. He's gonna underworld, knock down the town centers, and then ceasefire, most likely.
Also, no trade route for Giovan and a trade route for player. Giovan pushing through the middle, actually. This may do some damage.
Yeah, I mean, Giovan's best chance here is to push through that middle, and then from the middle he can block players' trade. But once again, Underworld is such a powerful god power that it just... that one push kind of works. But he is up Thoth, 90%.
The strategy is to just not make a trade route, so you can get your trade route underworlded.
Smart move.
Well, at least it still does have a watchtower at his gold mine right now, right?
Yeah.
That'll save it. That watchtower.
And there goes the main TC.
Do you think that will go down? I don't
No,
think
it probably won't go down, but it is gonna go down eventually, obviously.
He has architects though. I do like that.
Yeah, but I doubt he's gonna repair it.
There's two
And just as I
Colossi,
say
free
that,
spam
he
upgrades.
starts repairing it.
Yeah, he's gonna need some serious net free spam.
Well, the thing is, repairs are really slow, so... Yeah, and now he just can't deal with the Colossus and the basically
Yeah.
3 armory upgrades, so...
I don't really see
Yeah.
a way for Giovan to really get a comeback. in
Yeah,
there.
that's
There
it,
we go.
GG. Just, why do people play like this? You can't win against Zeus like this without Hathor. You just can't. You need to do something. This is pointless. Like I always rage whenever, oh well, I don't really play anymore, but when I used to play and people would recommend this strategy to me and I was like, no, it doesn't work. And they were like, no, it does work because everyone does it, blah 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 blah. And they would link some game of someone who was like 500 points higher than everyone else and who managed to win some games barely. And I was like, yeah, that's not very representative. Yeah, he should have just went like forward build and just pushed on player. But he went for the boom. Just wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, but it's also the attitude of, I think, almost in a lot of matchups in this game is you're playing not to lose. That's what Giovan was doing, rather than playing to win. And that's quite key.
That was actually a really nice cast that you guys got going there. And looks like we're off to game number 2. If you want to go ahead and launch that up, Lorenzo.
Alright, here we go. Let's
Although
see
you
what's-
could work on your microphone there, Boreum.
Yeah, it's just a standard built-in microphone with my laptop, and I know if I've got
Oh,
another
you're
one
using
lying around, but
the internal microphone?
yeah, I've got another microphone lying around. That's the one that apparently gives echoes, so it's probably even worse.
Yeah, internal microphones never have good quality.
Yeah, I'll try to fix it. I'll try to fix for some
Future matches.
options for the better microphone, but for now, I think this is better.
Yeah, right now it's good. Not much you can do at the moment, but it'd be nice if you could increase your microphone volume.
Oh yeah, I'll take a look at it.
So what's the rules with the gods here, chicks? Because players going random Greek. I thought it had to be full random, or what's?
No, full random Greek is fine. They're
Okay.
exempt.
So he's taken the chance of getting Zeus again, I think. But both of his, I mean, Hades and his Poseidon are both very good, so he would be happy with either of them, I'm sure.
Well, what's his secondary god usually?
I would say it's Poseidon.
I don't think he has a secondary god. I think he
mean, the
just plays
Greeks don't
Zeus.
vary too
I don't
much.
think I have ever seen him play anything that's not Zeus.
And Giovan played Isis last game.
No, he played Set.
I think he played 2 defensive that game to be playing set.
Yep, that's exactly what I said. Poseidon.
Okay, here we go.
Oh God!
This
How many
is-
Oases have we had today?
Match number 2 on your favorite map, Oasis. Clearly Diamonds. And the bottom map, player again, Poseidon in blue, and Giovan red, and he's playing Isis this time. So go ahead and have a crack at it, Lorenzo.
It seems like a pretty fair map at the moment. I mean, they both started with their zebras, so that's nice, obviously. Maybe it's back town centers again. Or well, defensively positioned town centers, I should say, not necessarily back town centers. Those are usually the best type of seeds that you can get with the map, because the odds for having it be imbalanced are very low. But it seems like these are kind of more randomly placed town centers. For example, Giovan's third town center could be straight up in the middle right here, where I'm looking right now on the minimap. That would obviously be very bad, but let's hope that's not the case. Let's also hope that the giraffes and the gazelles are fair for both players. Amen.
Amen.
You ask a lot of Ensemble Studios.
Well, it's looking pretty good right now. I mean, thankfully they both started with Hunt, and player's mind is looking pretty good. Giovan's is not looking bad either.
The town center isn't that great, but it's manageable, I think, because it's
It's
a one forest oasis, so it doesn't matter that much. You
You know
can just
what?
push on through that with one side.
This gives for some very interesting play, because I guess the fights are going to be more onto the left, since player's third TC is so close.
Yeah.
And Giovan's TC is the one to fight for. So I think this is where the action is going to be happening, right here at Giovan's jungle forest here.
Yeah, but I also think it comes down to what the players decide to do. I mean, Giovan does have the decision here. Does he want to fight for his town center in that gold mine, or does he want to fight to keep player off his third town center and then that potential gold mine just outside his base?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know what player's going to do, because I haven't seen him play Poseidon. I don't think ever. Nobody has. I don't know if you have, but the player's usually playing Zeus, so we don't really know what he's going to do. We haven't seen his play. More likely, he's playing Poseidon, so he could be expecting Hippicon raids to start, and then picking up some TCs. Does that sound accurate, Lorenzo?
Yeah, it's kind of the same as you do with Zeus, except without the mid units. So you still build like stables, you still make a lot of hippicons, etc. It's not that interesting, really.
Yeah. Actually, player is kind of the reincarnation of Brian Chin, isn't he? Like that guy on ISO who had like 2,000 games with only Zeus.
Oh yeah, what's his name? You had King Killerman, who was only Isis, and then you had like Brian Chin or something.
Yeah, Brian Chin.
He was Thor, wasn't he?
No, Brian Chin was Zeus.
He was Zeus.
Okay.
100% Zeus. No, I like 99.9%.
Then you had Death and Pain, who was also 100% Thor, who also had like 5,000 games, or maybe even like 10,000 overall as accounts. He had Kerkermeister, Death and Pain, and Unbearable Agony. Those were his 3 names. And you also had a Loki guy, but I forgot his name. He was a vanilla player.
Wow, both players got quite a few sheep. 9 for Giovan, and holy jumpins. 13 for player.
Plus the lore hunt.
I would highly suggest not to eat the sheep. Just go after those gazelles. Get as much hunt as possible early on in the game and save those sheep. I mean, he could probably even pull off a mythic age here. Although, thing is, he is going Hermes, so you never know. I'm expecting a fast mythic here. It's definitely viable. He's got enough sheep for it. Second TC is a very good placement. Do you need a second mine as Zeus for
No,
Mythic?
you don't.
Oh, then he's fine.
Yep.
I really like this map for Giovan because the left-hand side has virtually no gold, which means he can concentrate all of his push through one area. And if I was him, I would be taking the aggressive approach to take the game into my hands, and I would be wanting to push from the right-hand side and keep
No,
player off
that's
town centers.
terrible. I have to correct you there. That's really terrible. That's like that's like the exact opposite of what you want to do. What you want to do is you want to push through your own third town center, and that's because the advantage you get from your town center being so far forward is that you can reinforce with mercs later in the game. And
But what's there to push that side? It's just his home base there. There's nothing else on that side.
yeah,
Wow,
that's
14 sheep.
that's true. But the thing is, he can stop your town center with like 3 hippicons and like 1 toxoty. That's really all he needs, and you cannot ever grab that town center unless you send a lot of forces. And the other town center is really way too far forward to try and contest. So even though there's no mine there, you still need to go through that route and just push his home base. I mean, why not? You can just push his home base. That's actually a viable strategy. I mean,
Well, so it looks like Giovan is going to go with his walls again, like he did every other game. Seems to have great times doing that.
yeah. In this case, I think it's a bit excessive though. Like, I understand the wall at the top, even though that is a really fucked up wall. Just go to that wall all the way up the top and rotate the screen, and you will see what I mean. But obviously, he doesn't realize it because why bother rotating the screen? You know.
There's a giant gap.
You're definitely a player hater, aren't you?
Brazil gonna Brazil.
But he is playing ISIS, and blocking off one side is good. It's a one forest oasis, so he's just going to block off one whole side and prevent any raids from there. As you see, player already with the centaur on the right side of the map. So in this case, Giovan, all he needs to do is go heroic ASAP. Get that second monument up by his third TC, behind it perhaps, build some walls, build some barracks, just get that Migdal up there. Some good old Scorpion men. Perhaps you never know, if players playing aggressive, then Giovan could get some barracks out and spam some spearmen. I would suggest he do so, but it looks like he is building the barracks, but instead decided to go for second TC and delaying his heroic time.
Well, he's not going to get heroic on those amount of goats, and if he's making a barracks and he's going to make some spearmen, he's not getting heroic on any of that.
Yeah,
he's messing it up again. He's like doing the same bullshit that he did previously. That's
Giovan
you can't do that.
Takes a second town center. It's like a given. Dudu the Spartan, Skady, Giovan, they all just take second town centers.
Are they all
every
Brazilian?
time they play? It's kind of like their jam. It's their play style.
It's my jam.
Yeah.
Well, you can do it, but you need to go Hathor. And if you don't go Hathor, there's really no point. But Giovan is a very one-dimensional player. He's very binary in his strategies, so you can pretty much predict exactly what he's gonna do. And sometimes it feels like he doesn't actually think about the game, and he just like moves units and creates units. Because I always see him doing the exact same thing on the exact same god in every single game, no matter what. And like, it's okay if you have a good strategy that you don't really adapt that much, but there needs to be some level of adaptation, and there's not really any adaptation here. It's just the same shit that we're losing the game. I'm also like 99.9% certain that he's just gonna go Neftis again and throw it later on in the game against Colossus and Underworld Passage.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, I was hoping to see an aggressive play from Giovan, but that's definitely not happening.
I think this game's gonna turn out very much like the last game.
Yeah, it looks like it, with all these walls being built.
Although, actually,
I don't know. I think player's gonna win this. at the second gold mine,
Yeah, he might be.
which I would actually like to see a lot more.
He's putting out a lot more
You
aggression
never know.
than
You never
ever
know. It
before.
really depends how many spearmen Giovan wants to make and how much he can afford. He does have quite a few farms up now and still on cheap, so and he just finished prosperity, so he should be able to afford some more priests, more spearmen, and
Oh, he's still not up.
Yeah, I don't know. Because food. Yeah, he's got 0 food. He's not going heroic.
He should have just went fast heroic. I don't know what these players are trying to do with their second town centers. Like just go heroic, make chariot archers, make siege, make lots of scorpion men, and just cast ancestors plus eclipse in their base. Like it's not that difficult really.
you know what? For some reason, I keep thinking player Zeus, but yeah, definitely heroic would be nice. Go straight to Aphrodite as heroic. Aphrodite is always worth it because really, when you're using that curse god power, that's like
A billion
that's pretty
spearmen.
much like 800 resources right there
Yeah,
alone.
almost. It's almost as good as Shockwave. Almost.
Almost.
I think we are experiencing some PTSD from Zukt from playing too much against Oranos as Gaia.
Yeah, I think so too.
Some post-traumatic
Zook
stress
has some
disorder.
vendetta or animosity against Oranos, and so
Yeah, but to be fair, everyone has an animosity against Oranos. Except for 7-Up, but I mean 7-Up, 7-Up.
well, Oranos players are going to defend their god, so. But either way, it looks like he's going to be sticking to classical units for now. Wow. Another villager getting picked off, and he's getting intersected by players' Hippicons on the right side.
Yeah, now all
Not
those
looking good for
Hippicons are
Giovan. I mean,
gonna walk to there.
he is finishing that wall. And what's up with that other wall there that Giovan's got? What is that supposed to do? Do you guys
It's
see that
pretty
wall
mad.
over at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock corner? There's like a wall connecting 2 forests, but they're just there and...
Yeah, it's some I don't know. I
I mean,
think
I'd rather have it there than not, but...
I guess his plan is that it was kind of preemptive wall.
I think his spatial reasoning, like the part of the cerebral cortex that's responsible for spatial reasoning and pattern recognition, is a little bit off. I mean,
don't think so.
if you look at the top wall to the left of his base, that's kind of proof of that.
Well, one thing for sure, player is taking Giovan's third TC.
Yeah, and the reason he was able to get that is because Giovan dicked around in classical. Like, imagine if he went to heroic and he had a Migdol stronghold like right at the front, while TSM players still had 0 units. Like, there was absolutely no way he was gonna lose that town center. But because he's trolling around in classical with all these useless units over here, and it's just not much you can do. Especially against Hippicons, who are so brutal.
He hasn't got the Hermes up though. Would like to see that. It's quite a nice upgrade.
Yeah, it's so expensive.
Yeah,
It's not that expensive. He's getting it right now.
Oh right, yeah. I guess it was fusion with
It's the
with
Dionysus
fire
up
upgrade.
that costs quite a lot. Thrashing
That's
horses,
400
it's
foot and 30 favor, I think.
like 30 or
Yeah,
40
something
favor.
like
No,
yeah,
it's 30 favor and 400 foot.
30. Oh, yeah, that's still heaps.
But it really does add a substantial amount of hit points, so...
Yeah.
Giovan just needs to catch up in economy. If he can do better than in economy, Giovan will be okay.
Well, up Aphrodite now. I think it's just going to be a curse on this gold mine. There is no monument there. And, yeah.
Repair the wall. Repair the wall.
That's not gonna do much. He is erecting the monument right now, but sadly it's too late.
He almost shockwave.
Ouch. And he does not have...
No cannonations, that's GG.
No correlations.
Ooh. Yeah, that's harsh.
Then we have the Rage Eclipse.
Clips on a single
Rage
Sphinx.
Rage Clips.
Yeah, I think Giovan's done for.
Unfortunate for Giovan. Not able to do much here.
GG.
2-0 for a player. Congratulations to round of 16.
Yeah, just picking the wrong strategy 2 times in a row equals GG. Like, it's too bad, really.
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys.